What's up, people? It's Aquan. Just want to ask a few questions and get your opinions on my newly found outlook on the society in which we live in. I was a product of the early 60s. I experienced the civil rights movement as a child, too young to indulge or be a part of that movement. But throughout the course of my life, I've experienced generations coming up under me, you know, um, new generations and with new viewpoints and outlooks on life and actually have their own cultures now. I mean, they got the hip hop thing going on, and it just makes me want to stop and reflect on all the things that took place that I know of in this country, up until this point, till we reach this point in this day and age. We live in a society of videos, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, communication, information, highway. Oh man, it's really, really, really a lot of information out here in society today. So, you just gotta pick and choose what you're willing to let into your world. I said that to say this. When I was a child, okay, I was taught to believe in Jesus Christ and that there was a God, the Father, and I was not able to get to the Father but through the Son. But the Son of the Father is a Caucasian, and I want to be worshiping a Caucasian named Jesus. In order to get to the Father, I got to kiss his son's ass. Come on now. I mean, you have to think about it. And if you don't, he gonna come down and fire and brimstones, gonna electrocute your ass and burn you up. Well, then you talk about hell. Well, black people have experienced hell right here on the planet Earth. Now, I'm not an atheist. I believe that there is a creator of the universe, the planets, the stars, the trees, the animals, the world, the water. I believe there is a creator. There is a God. But see, when man inducted a religion into all of this, religiality into our reality, they kind of pull the veil down over our eyes. And if you into this thing called blind faith, then you are not willing to listen to the rest of this video. You might as well turn it off because I'm going to go there. Uh, Blind faith says, well, I'm going to believe the way I think, no matter how true it is, or I'm not even going to question it. I'm just going to just stick with it, no matter where it leads me. If I fall off a cliff believing in the same old, same old, same old, and never investigate that there are other possibilities and that the truth that you hold so near dear to your heart may not, in fact, be the truth. And if you've never really questioned anything in your life, then you'll just believe in anything. And you know what they say, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Well, you have to ask yourself if we talk about Bible scriptures and all these places in the Bible, all these events, historical uh, uh, events took place in Egypt and the Nile River and the Garden of Eden. All this stuff is in Africa. So you have to ask yourself, well, how do they, if we speak English, which is European or Caucasian or whatever you want to call it, if their language consists of Bob's, Jim's, Jenny's, Mike, Luke, Matthew, Peter, Paul, Mary, how did all this shit get caught up in the Bible? And how did Jesus get a white face, just like all the white motherfuckers on the TV? Now, if Jesus is your savior, then you believe in a ghost God, because ain't no white man did all this shit. And then now, if man is created in God's image and God is Jesus, then everybody should be white. Well, if everybody should be white, Then how did you get all these Africans in Egypt who were clearly here long before white people? So I mean, if you not looking at this from a historical perspective and you don't question it, then you are a sleepwalker. And I suggest you look at movies like The Matrix and understand that you live in one. And if you saw the movie, you recognize that what you did know, you're about to find out, is that you are, in fact, a slave living in America. I think it was 1876. Slavery was abolished in this country, and all private owners of slaves had to relinquish their slaves or give up their right to own slaves. Okay, that didn't abolish slavery at all. Each state took ownership. If you don't believe that, then you need to Google your birth certificate serial number and see who owned your ass and how much you hid for. Just like stock market prices, GDP. You know, you got a bounty on your head, and you worth something to someone as long as you're alive and you paying taxes and you're going out here to work. So the premise that you need to work hard and work your whole motherfucking life away and never get nowhere but a whole bunch of debt. That's the same system of government that claims this Jesus God. So when you gonna wake up? When you gonna try to recognize that maybe you've been misinformed? Maybe you have been hoodwinked. Maybe you have been bamboozled. Maybe you have been run amok. Maybe you do need to understand more about what it is you believe in and what it is that pastor's teaching you out of that Bible, you know, and all these miracles. I mean, if miracles are so important, all these wonderful, stories in the Bible and parables and whatnot, feeding these people with 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. If all those miracles are so damn important, why ain't nobody walking around doing it today? Half the nation is unemployed or underemployed and eating oatmeal and grits and shit for dinner at night. But where's the power to take 2 more fishes of bread and give everybody a deep freezer full of steaks and shit, and lobster tails, and TV dinners and pizzas and shit? It didn't exist then because it don't exist now. If a Bible has been tampered with by man, chances are it been tampered with by Caucasians of European descent, and they gonna add that shit and chop it all up and make themselves look like the top dogs and make your black ass look like the underdog. Until you change your way of thinking around, you're gonna be forever submissive to this system that we live in. You was also fooled if they told you you were a citizen of America. You were an American and you were a citizen. You've been duped. And that thing, I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America or the Republic for which it stands. See, this country was a republic, man. This Democrat and this democracy, all this is designed to pull the wool over your eyes so you can keep getting poor. And the people that made you that way, they offsprings, and they can keep the train moving right along on the track, if you will. You have to change what you believe in. There is no excuse. If you're watching this video, you have access to a computer. If you have access to a computer, there is no excuse for you to start doing research to find out the truth of origin, who you are, and this world around you, and what you're living in, and how it's not all it proclaims to be. If you look at all these silly, fool-ass people running for president in 2011, 2012 campaign, they look like TV show game show contestants. Stand up there grinning, looking all stupid and shit. Now, there was a time when one would be, what, I was thinking, well, damn, nobody in the world could be as dumb a president as George Bush. Well, I don't believe that anymore because I'm looking at all these other fool ass incumbents, and they look like they're a hell of a lot worse than George Bush. We're going past 10 minutes, so I'm gonna stop this video now, but I'm gonna make part two. We're gonna get in a little deeper. Okay, peace out, baby.